I really don't have an intro for this one.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and Ellen in the Little Nightmare Network, and I'm back at you with another deck profile. So, I think I said it inside of the Eldritch video that went up probably a couple of weeks ago at the time of this video being recorded, that I would be doing a Regenesis build deck profile. So, quick update. I genuinely love this fucking deck. I actually played in locals over the weekend, which would have been Sunday. Would have been what, the 11th? Yeah, Sunday the 11th over at Cool Stuff. Yes, I went 3-3. But if I told you that your boy sat at top tables for rounds 2, 3, and 4 and didn't lose until round 4, primarily because I just really didn't want to do the Mitsurugi matchup. I know that this is a bad matchup for this deck. It is a terrible slog of a match. I really didn't want to do the match. So I can tell you exactly how tournament went. Local round 1 I won. What did I play against round 1? I don't remember what I played. I don't remember what I played against in round 1. But I won. In fact, I won 2-0 in that one. Round 2, I went up against Christian, who was playing Fiendsmith Riziel, and I beat him 2-1. Finally get my get back on him. Round 3, I won against Tenpai Dragon Ruler in game 3. Round 4, I lost. I forfeited the match to Mitsurugi. It was pure Mitsurugi. He wasn't playing Mitsurugi Riziel. Congrats to Jurgensen too, because I believe he came in either first or second too. So as I said to him Sunday, you're welcome. Then I lost in the mirror match because out of 5 rounds actively played, I only bricked game 1 in round 5. And then round 6, I lost to Rashad in time. He was playing Argostar Odeon. But anyways, let's get into this. And I will actually show you the MVP of this deck because it's in the side. I resolved it 10 times. No, 9 times total. So, 3 Archfiend, 1 Dragon, 1 Lord, 3 Sage, 1 Warrior. So, my thought process was this: is I wanted to see Sage and Archfiend as much as possible, so I maxed out on them. Same thing with Triple Regenesis, Double Code, and a Birth. So I'll say this right now: if I make any changes to this, I'd probably trim Sage to 2 and maybe put 1 in the side. Because again, that bricked hand, neither one of us landed a 2500 attack monster on field. So the Warrior, the Sage, and the Lord that were in my hand, in my opening hand in round 5, game 1. Because my hand was Warrior, Sage, Lord, Ogre, Droll. That was my opening hand, round 5, game 1. I remember it because I went first and I passed. And then my opponent OTK'd me. So, actually, no, he didn't OTK me because I drolled him off of the first search, which cut him off because he's playing the Dogmatica package in the deck and I'm not. So, and we went in the game. We went in. It was only game 2. He 2-0'd me, but I did run. I did resolve the one card in my deck that I wanted to resolve. I also resolved Dragon's Mind in that duel specifically, and I resolved it in round 6. For the Kashtiras, I play a slightly heavier Cash package. So 3-3, 3-1-3, 1-1, and 3 Wraiths off. I don't care if I get locked into Exceeds. The main purpose of this deck is to literally run your fade. It's a nice way I'm gonna put it. I didn't build this deck to go into my extra deck. It can. I actually just changed stuff in the extra deck because I only put the 15 card extra deck in there just in case. I'll actually tell you what I took out when I showed the changes to the extra deck because it's actually sitting in here with me. So, but this is this right here. If I cut anything down, I'm cutting this to 1. I'm cutting this out, cutting this out, and I'm cutting those to 1 or 2. Honestly, your main thing is you want to see this. You want to see this at all times. You want to see the unicorn. The unicorn is the basis of this of the Kashtira side of this deck. And then last but not least, the hand trap lineup that would probably piss off Jesse Cotton. 2 Ash, 2 Droll, 2 Ogre, 3 Imperm, 2 Fualos, 2 Nib. Now, because I wanted to keep this deck under 45, which at the time of doing this, it's at 43, I had to make the sacrifices to run the rest of the hand traps at 2. I can also show you the last 3 cards are one-ofs. It's Called By, Cross Out, and Talents. So, which by playing the 1 cross out makes every one of these in just about every single duel that I played, every single matchup that I played in Sunday, made just about every one of those live. All right, so, but yeah, literally for the what you call it, for this part, it literally just was, if I see them, I see them, but I can play this deck as if I didn't have them. Going into the extra, so I know somebody's going to complain about my choices, and it is what it is. 1 Soldier of Chaos, 1 Boros Dragon. Now these 2 I just recently added in, as in I added them in before I did the profile. IP, I also just added this in. 1 SP, I also just added this in, and I just added the Underworld Goddess in. So the massive changes that I made to this is I was actually playing 2 SP, 2 Mech Knight Crusadia Evermaxes, no Moon, no Triheart, no Borosword, no and I needed to. So I had to make those changes. I had to cut this down to 1. Truthfully, again, I don't care if they hit my extra deck. The extra deck is here if I have to make some tough decisions. And I can go into it if needed. Again, not necessary. This is for the Metaltronus play against Blue Eyes and Chinging. Because I run 7s and 3. Most of my hand traps are 3s and they're tuners. And I run a lot of 7s. So. And then for the Exceeds, 2 Era. 1 Dracosac. 1 Big Eye. 1 Red Eyes. And I just added the Zombie Vampire in. Give me a second. I can see if I can grab out the original, the cards that I sided out. So, like I said, so I took out both of the Avermaxes, as you saw, and it was either I played the Avermax or I play I play the Blackluster Soldier, and it's easier. It's actually a little bit easier to get into the BLS, so I made that decision. I took the Sillet Hat Rabbit out because I don't play Azaroon in the deck, main or side. Well, I actually play it in the side, but I never go into it, and I only went into this one time, and that was just because I needed to clear space. So I took out Varudris because I only have 2 actual level 10s. 1 in the main and one in the extra, and then like I said, I was running 2 Avermaxes, so I took both of them out. I was running 2 SPs. I took 1 out, and then I took out Zeus and Typhon. That one was kind of. I'm gonna be real with you. I took the Zeus and the Typhon out to play Zombie Vampire because I have more 8s, and I took so that I now have an 8. I can go into a rank 8 if I need to, and I took out the Typhon because I never summoned him at all. The threat was there, but it wasn't necessary. In all actuality, I think the only time I really could have summoned him and he would have done anything was maybe round 3. Yeah, maybe it was only in round 3. If my opponent would have never been able to. Actually, no, he didn't do anything in round 3. He didn't we did the Big Eye Ching Ying Ruffle Shuffle. He big eyed my Ching Ying, and then I big eyed his Big Eye, and then took back my Ching Ying, and then I won. I swung for game. So that was game 3 in a nutshell. But let me grab the side deck here. Clear these out real quick. Truth be told, you can supplement your extra. You can make the extra deck whatever you want with this deck. It doesn't necessarily. If you want to play extra Av in the deck, you can. If you want to play Prosby, I thought about it. You can. You don't draw in this deck except for your turn or with Fuwalo. So that's the only time it really hurts. Is the only time you can't Prosby is if you have Fuwalos. It's really about it. So side deck again. Cotton's gonna be pissed. I only play 2 lands here, and then I play 1 and 1. 1 Fleur de Lis as an added Regenesis target, a second Dragon, a second Lord, Harpy's Feather Duster. The MVP of the weekend, and I don't even mean that it won me the game. it was the MVP because I resolved it more times than any other card in games 2 and 3. Let's go together. This is a tech that I have forced primarily Malice, but in the Dragon Ruler Tenpai match, it forced him to make a very tough decision. Because his extra deck is a very vital resource. And by him banishing 5 of the extra deck face down, I think he did 5 and 2 in game 2, and then 4 and 3 in game 3. And when he banished face down both times, actually screwed him. So it worked out for me. 9 times out of 10, in fact, round 1 when I resolved it in game 2, round 2 when I resolved it in games 2 and 3, round 3 when I resolved it in games 2 and 3, round 5 when I resolved it in game actually no, not even in round 5. Round 6 when I resolved it in game 2. Every single time, either my second copy of Lord got banished, my first copy of Lord got banished if I was only still playing one and I didn't side in the second, or both got banished. That was the number 1 card that got banished because it's a mandatory for cost activation. I have to banish 7 face down from my main. In this deck, you tend to play so many multiples. The only ones you're really worried about getting hit are your Birth, your Lord, your Dragon, and your Warrior. And that's just me being honest about it. Alright. The remainder of the side. 2 Metaltronus. The Azaroon, which if I'm not playing Rabbit in here, I'm going to take this out. And it's probably going to be the 3rd Metaltronus, realistically, or the 3rd Lancia. And then 2 Dragon's Mind. So, this card really, this card puts some work in this deck. I never did the paid $2,500 to set it back down. I never did that. I only just resolved it base. But the funniest thing that happened was in the Dragon Ruler Tenpai match in round 3 when I was actually at table 1. My opponent cleared my board, and meaning when I say cleared my board, nothing on field for me. No back row, no monsters. Main phase 2 off of Wallowston. For the second time in that same game. Mind you, again, I only played 2. And both times I full Wallowed him, I drew into either a Bestial or Nib. And by him clearing all of my Regenesis monsters off the board in that turn, which was his turn, they all came back to my hand during the end phase. So I literally reset up shop, and I pushed. He scooped because I went into the big eye, took his big eye, and took my Qing back because he attacked me with just my Qing. So. But anyways, again, so you're talking out of 5 full matches where a possibility of a game 3 could have been made, I only bricked once. I'll take those odds any day of the week. And it just happened to be that I bricked in the mirror in game 1. Which, bricking in the mirror is a terrible thing, especially seeing as how it basically just becomes who can pop off the best. But anyways, folks, let me know what you think. I am doing another version of this deck very soon. I'm likely doing a Fiendsmith Dogmatica build with probably a very small cash engine. It'll probably end up being a 5 card Cash engine or 6. A 6 card Dogmatica engine, a 4 card Fiendsmith engine, and then the rest is literally Fiendsmiths and hand traps, and the rest not and non and the other non-ninja cards. I can tell you exactly what it is, but don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for all future notifications. It's been your boy Jakar for Twisted Nightmare Gaming and LNN, the Lunar Nightmare Network. I'll catch you guys later.